From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, November the 9th, 2018. The envoy from Qatar to Gaza entered the Gaza Strip yesterday with some $15 million. The Israel Broadcasting Corporation, or Khan, reported that the funds were intended to pay the salaries of civil servants in Gaza, and that Israel facilitated this transfer, part of an agreement reached between Israel, Qatar, Egypt, and terror group Hamas, seen as an advancement of ceasefire talks. Qatar has reportedly pledged to pay a total of $90 million to Gaza over the next 6 months. Well, French President Emmanuel Macron announced yesterday that there would be no official ceremony honoring Nazi collaborator Philippe Pétain. Macron suggested earlier this week that Pétain would be among 8 army chiefs being honored tomorrow at the Invalides Military Museum. Saying that Pétain was a great soldier, it's a fact, but also stressing that Pétain had made disastrous choices during World War II. In World War I, Pétain was seen as a national hero for leading French forces to victory, but during World War II, he became head of the Vichy government, which collaborated with the Nazis and helped deport thousands of Jews to the death camps. Macron said today that there was never a question that Pétain would be celebrated, and spokesman Benjamin Griveaux wrote on Facebook late Wednesday night that the marshals whose honor has not been tarnished, and only those will be honored by the Republic. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Culture and Sports Minister Miri Regev met today with Israel's judo team, who recently returned from the Judo Grand Slam competition in Abu Dhabi, with a total of 5 medals. Sagi Muki and Peter Palchik won gold, and the team also won 3 bronzes. Netanyahu told the team members, "I always said Israel is a cyber power, a water power, an agricultural power, a high-tech power, IT. Israel is a judo power. It stands on its own as a great achievement of a small country that becomes a world power by virtue of your talent, commitment, perseverance, and courage." The first Israeli to play in the National Basketball Association, Omri Caspi, received his championship ring from the Golden State Warriors this week, despite the fact that he was cut from the team before last year's NBA Finals. Caspi played in 52 regular season games last season for the Warriors and now is playing for the Grizzlies on a 1-year contract. Before coming to the U.S., Caspi played for Maccabi Tel Aviv. A delegation of IDF soldiers visited the site of the former Majdanek concentration camp in Poland this week. Over 70,000 Jews were killed during the Holocaust at the camp, and just over 70 years later, the officers stood on the grounds of the camp to sing Israel's national anthem, Hatikva, the Hope. A synagogue destroyed 80 years ago is seeing a new life. The Königsberg Synagogue in Kaliningrad was the only synagogue in Russia that was destroyed during Kristallnacht, pogroms organized by the Nazis across Germany and Austria that began on this day, November the 9th, of 1938. Last night, thousands took part in a rededication ceremony of the new synagogue, almost an exact replica at its original location, led by Rabbi Beryl Lazar, one of Russia's 2 chief rabbis. A survivor of Kristallnacht in Königsberg, Nechama Drober, came from Israel for the re-inauguration and said that it feels like a closing of a circle, a measure of compensation. A mezuzah, said to be the world's largest, was installed in Jerusalem's Old City near the Western Wall this week. Standing at about 6.5 feet tall, the mezuzah, designed by David Reutman, now sits on the roof of Yesh HaTorah Yeshiva, complete with a pyrotechnical show that includes LED screens and a recording of the song Jerusalem of Gold. Turning now to our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, November the 9th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by a Shabbat a cappella concert. At 8, Rabbi Harold Kushner speaks at the 92nd Street Y. At 9, it's the film Purple Lawns. At 10, a look on new Jewish cinema at the film Romeo Juliet. And then it's Musica with David Broza at 10:30. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 5:30, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, November the 9th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.